Okay, so for your second activity for today's lesson, we are going to look at identifying the structure of this section of the model adventure story Lost at Sea you have read. So the first thing I'd like you to do is to number each of the paragraphs. So for example, that's the first paragraph, so I'm going to number it number 1, number 2, number 3. Oh, that's part of that one still, so I'm going to start number 3 here, because remember, when we're speaking, it's a new speaker, new line. Number 4, etc. So you're going to continue to do that for the rest of the story. Now, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be identifying the problem, the resolution, and the conclusion within the story. Okay, I haven't told you which are which because I'd like you to have a read of them and to see what you think. So I'm going to have a read of the first paragraph. When I finally came back round, I was no longer in the company of just Grover and Mr. Brunner. There were now 2 new faces surrounding me. One was a girl. She had long blonde hair that flowed gracefully below her shoulders and piercing blue eyes which were as bright as the ocean. The man had a face like thunder. He had jet black, shaggy hair which covered his forehead and ruby red eyes. "Take it slow, Percy," Mr. Brunner stated. I began to lift my limp body from the ground, stumbling slightly when I was finally back on my feet. The intimidating, unfamiliar man spoke. "Sort yourself out, Perseus Jackson. You need to be leaving soon." I stared at him with a puzzled look spread across my face. "Leaving?" I questioned. So having a read of that paragraph, I'm going to think about the main things that have happened. So Percy has woke up. He's been surrounded by some familiar faces and some unfamiliar faces. Now, he describes this unfamiliar person as quite intimidating. So to me, that indicates that this person could be a problem for him. Also, the idea that he's only just woken up and he knows that he's being sent out on some sort of mission because he's told that he's going to be leaving soon. This feels to me like it belongs in the problem section of the story. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write a sentence. So I think that paragraph 1 is part of the problem section of the story because Percy Jackson is surrounded by people, because Percy Jackson is in the company of an unfamiliar, intimidating figure. This could be a problem for Percy as he clearly feels uncomfortable and afraid of this character. So he has also been told that he is going to be leaving soon, which suggests that he is going on an adventure. Okay, so I've explained why I think that that paragraph would be part of the problem section of the story. So I'm then going to go back and I'm going to have a read of paragraph 2. "Yes," the man replied impatiently. "Annabel and Grover, go and get your things ready. Oh, and Percy's ready. We haven't got all day." Grover and the girl, who I now assumed was named Annabel, scurried quickly out of the doors. "Where are we going?" I murmured. "To locate your—" Mr. Brunner began, before being rudely interrupted by the impatient man. "You are going to find something very precious that has been taken from me. I need it back." "What was taken?" I asked inquisitively. "My thunderbolt," the man roared, stomping his feet aggressively. So I would say that paragraph 2 is also part of the problem, as the topic of conversation has not changed. So we're still talking about this adventure that Percy is going to have to go on. We've still got the impatient man who is being rude and telling him to hurry up and ready to leave. So I don't think that we've moved on to the resolution section of the story yet. I want you to continue reading through those paragraphs and sorting them into the story structure.